So you were saying about Florida, in the hurricanes.
Oh yeah, hurricanes. Like my brother, my family's still down there and stuff. Y'all know, you know.
Yeah. That's
So,
I was thinking about that when I was somewhere. I forget where I was, and I was watching the news, and they were talking about, like, they were showing, you know how they showed the satellite view, how the wind is spinning over the state and all this. I was like, no, Mark, I got family down there. I got family down there too. So, but go ahead.
But it's going it's like kind of bypassing the most southern tip. It's like when it came around, it kind of like skipped the part where I'm from, like Miami, Homestead, Florida City. And it's kind of coming up to like the north of Florida, and it's going through like that with Tampa Bay and all that shit. It's going all through there. But by the time it hit landfall, they said it's supposed to bump down to a Category 3. So Category 3, if ain't nobody never been in a hurricane, been part of a hurricane, it's cool. I'm not saying it's not nothing to be like, it's not nothing to sneeze at, but it's like, it's a difference between like 80, I think, don't quote me on this. I think it's a difference between when you're talking about a category 3 to a 4, it's almost like 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. So you go from like 60 to 80 mile per hour winds to almost 140 to 120.
Sheesh.
From a Category 3 to Category 4. So, like I was telling them before we was kind of, chopping up before we were like, ain't anybody really worried about that Category 3. It's going to knock out some power. It's going to rain a lot. It's going to flood some shit. As long as you got good insurance and stuff, you should be cool. Now, if it was a goddamn Category 4, my brother them would be worried. Like, for real, like, straight up worried. Like, that ain't shit to be playing with, a Category 4. Now, you just heard me just say Category 4. Now, Category 5? Hey, board that shit up, get on the plane, get the fuck up out of there. That's the big difference about that. You got to go somewhere else. Because Category 5s ain't nothing to be played with. Like, I think the biggest hurricane I've been part of, because I was part of Katrina, it gave us a lot of water. It gave us mostly the water. It mostly hit New Orleans, but it gave us mostly all the water when it came through us. Because I was down there for Katrina. But the worst one that made me move up here in the first place was goddamn Hurricane Andrew. Jesus Christ. Lord, it sounded like a locomotive outside of your goddamn door.
What category was that one?
Huh?
What category was that one?
Like a 4.5, like a 5.
Sheesh.
Like 5 for real. Like I was with my daddy. Me and my brother was with my daddy. But my mama and them was at my grandma's house. And my mama and my grandma them say it sounded like the hurricane was inside the house. Like for real, like they was holding, like they say my uncle and a couple of my other cousins them was holding the door because the wind was that high and it was like not trying to lock down the door, but they was in the room all together and they was like holding the door so the wind wouldn't come in.
So if they weren't holding the door, then
the wind would have blew through there and blew their ass about there too. They had been swirling in the air like Dorothy. Wizard of Oz. That's what it been swirling like that. Like, but yeah, them hurricanes ain't shit to play with. And they were talking about hurricane names and stuff like, don't it come back around? Like, no. When a hurricane fuck up some shit, but like Katrina not come back, that bitch retired. That hurricane ain't retired. Andrew retired.
Right, I thought like the names were in alphabetical order of which hurricane comes first during hurricane season.
Yeah, it do. It goes like this. Like, I think, I'm not going to quote me because I never really looked up all this stuff, but you from that word of mouth. Before hurricane season come, they have a list of names.
Uh-huh.
So they start from like the alphabet A or whatever names they pick. So say for instance, if it's just like a tropical storm, it's always start off as a tropical storm first, then it moves to hurricane. So they'll be like, Anna, that's the tropical storm out there now. So if Anna don't do nothing and she just fade away, okay, that name's gone now. Now we're gonna go to Billy. It's a hurricane out there, it's a tropical storm. Oh, it turns to a hurricane. Hurricane Billy. It hit landfall. Now that name gone, and they keep going down the list. But now the more the hurricane like it like does damage or something to it, like whatever hurricanes that do the most damage, they retire those names. You won't use those names now. But they'll use Billy or Anna because they really do nothing. So they'll use those like a next season or whatever like that.
Okay, I'm weird. The way I'm thinking, I'm like, you just antagonizing these hurricanes. Like, your name ain't shit, so we gonna use your shit again.
But that's what they say. I don't know how it, but I've heard that. That's why I say don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that's how it kind of goes.
Those motherfucking names hanging in the rafters of hurricanes.
Hurricane hanging 23.
Hey, Katrina, that top bitch. No.
And I didn't know, like, because Hurricane Andrew, because I was looking at it today, it was winds up to like 160, right? Jeez. Hurricane Andrew. Then there was another hurricane on top of that happened in 19 1965 or something like that, or 1960 something. Its winds was 170. Then the next hurricane on top of that happened in 1939. It was another hurricane. Them winds was a gust of 185 miles per hour.
Shit.
It's crazy, man.
I thought we talking about, I want to go to Florida in the summertime. Good luck, nigga. You might sleep. That's the hurricane season. People don't know that. Like, that's one of the worst times to go to Florida is like hurricane season.
Yeah, I know somebody that was about to go to Universal Studios.
Okay.
And they ended up canceling the trip because of Ian.
Ian?
Yeah, because of Ian.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
So
you know the first person I heard when you said Ian, you know who I thought about? The master investor.
Ian Dunlap?
Yeah.
No,
that's
because
he gets his name ringing. That's the first person I thought about when you said, because I've seen an Ian all across the thing, but the first thing I thought about, I didn't think about the hurricane when we talking about.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the master investor, Ian Dunlap.
Name association.
Yeah.
That's what comes to mind when you hear that name.
Yeah, straight Ian Dunlap, yeah. Shout outs to Ian too, man. Good.
So category 1, 74 to 95 miles per hour. Category 2, 96 to 110. Category 3, 111 to 129. Category 4, 130 to 156. Category 5, 157 or higher.
Yeah, see? Yeah. Hurricane Andrew come through that bitch and shut it down.
And Andrew was a category 5 when it hit land, causing $26 billion in damage.
Bro, if you can get pictures from, like when we used to come down, they call it exit 1 from where I'm from. It's the last exit before you start going to the Keys. Used to come down the turnpike. Before Hurricane Andrew come, it's a Walmart now that you see when you come down the turnpike. That didn't used to be there. All with that Walmart, it's like a Walmart, it's a Best Buy right across the street from it. And it used to be, all that right there used to be cornfields and goddamn trailer parks. When Andrew came through there, it wasn't shit but wood. I'm dead serious. When we came down the turnpike after like a Hurricane Andrew hit and people coming down there to help and all that shit, that wasn't nothing but wood. And after that, then that's when they built the Walmart down there and they started building it out. Like right now, if you go down there now, you will see all this shit like for tourists and shit, like just all these businesses and all that shit. It wasn't like that before Andrew got there. Before Andrew got there, all that shit was cornfields and goddamn trailer parks. That's what all that shit was right there. And when Hurricane Andrew got through, they had a lot of lumber to build some houses. That's all that was right there. Straight lumber, wood.
Fuck a demolition team.
What? They came through there. Andrew like, we need y'all to reconstruct this shit. We're going to help y'all with the demolition.
Crazy.
Fuck that shit. It's the worst hurricane I ever been in right there. 1992.
It was a tornado that hit in the Woodridge area.
Yeah.
It was probably 3-4 months ago now.
Yeah.
I was coming back. I was in Joliet at the time. And I was coming back. I didn't know. I just thought it was like a storm or whatever, just rain. Bro, it was from where I was driving, it was to my north or left side.
Okay.
Bro, when I tell you, my car was shaking, bro. Like, I felt like my car was going to be lifted off of the ground.
Was you scared?
What?
I thought you was hard, man. I thought you was
What?
like, you was gangster.
Nah, a tornado, bro? What I'm going to do?
I thought you was gonna
What can a gangster?
I thought you was gonna be like, "What's up, man? Square."
I seen the video a long time ago, but I'm sorry. But the damage afterwards, and I was driving around the area, just going to places, and I seen all the wreckage just from a regular tornado. So when you say Category 5 hurricane, $26 billion in damage, bro.
Bro, Andrew fucked some shit. Like, bro, Andrew is the reason, I'm telling you right now, because my grandma was the only one that kind of owned her crib. All my mama, my aunties, all that, we was renting. So my grandma had insurance to get her shit rebuilt, like new roofs, new everything. She got enough money to do all that shit. We didn't have that. So my granddaddy's side of the family was from Chicago. So in 1992, my grandma was like, y'all just go up to Chicago and just start up fresh from there and do all what y'all need to do. And like that. So me, my auntie, my mama stayed down there because she had a good ass job down there. She was like a nurse or some type of something for the hospital. I forgot what she was. So we moved to Chicago and that's where we was. So,
Yeah.
And then what made my mama come is when I was in third grade. We were, I was coming home from school one day. First winter we was up there. And I slipped and I fell on some ice. and they said this was the first time my hip popped out of socket.
Sheesh.
This was the first time, I think, since Bo Jackson that they ever had seen that before.
In Florida?
No, here. I'm
in Chicago.
Yeah,
Okay.
and now my hip fell out of place. My hip was out of socket, so I had to put my hip back in socket. I had to go through therapy, and then that's when my mother like, fuck that. I'm going up there with my kids now. She's been up there. My mama came up here then.
Sheesh. Wow.
Yes. Got some stories, B. I've been through a little something. Been through a little something. Something.
Welcome to another episode of the KNoWKi podcast. I go by the name of Spaces.
And the Sin Master. No, I'm gonna go by Big Mom. What's going on, people?
J Everyday couldn't be here, man. Much love to J Everyday.
Hey man, we working, man. We working hard, man.
Yeah, man. I'm not blaming them.
Hey man, we working. We trying to get money, man. We just working, man. We trying to bring as much content, stay on tune with everything, and just we're not gonna stop. Because we're going to be on somebody's TV. No, we want to be on somebody's TV? You think we want to be on somebody's TV?
Yeah.
You wouldn't mind it?
I wouldn't mind it at all. In fact, I imagine myself, like, when I talk, you might not know this, but when I talk, I imagine myself on other, like, how people would view what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying, like, I censor myself or anything. I'm saying, like, how would I look on the screen? So different screens, phone screen, laptop screen, TV screen, projector screen, whatever. I imagine all that.
It don't really matter to me. It don't matter either way. Long as people understand where we coming from and people like get that, we just telling our view from, 3 black men, 4 black men, just telling our views and just coming up in America, just for the regular everyday people. Because to me, a lot of times the regular everyday person always gets swept under the rug. It's always either for the poor folks, really, really poor folks, or the really, really wealthy rich. Mm-hmm. Kind of to me, that's what a lot of stuff I always really cater to. And a lot of stuff I really go towards. But we're working everyday hard, working people. We're not asking for help. We're just trying to do all this shit the best way we know how.
Yeah. I don't disagree at all.
That's what I like. I just like it for us, for the everyday person.
But we finally back in the lab, man. It's been like 3 weeks, bro.
That's true. Been working, B.
You know what I'm about to ask you.
Go ahead, ask it.
You got anything you got to tell the people that you accomplished, man? Anything that you just want to talk about?
Anything I accomplished in those 3. Just getting a better understanding for like life. Like I know. Motherfucker ain't no spring chicken and ain't no young bug, but it's just still things that you go through everyday life. You're like, I can't believe I really thought like that. Like this. I can't believe I really thought like this or thought like that. It's just like, just finding out new things like on a regular basis, like trying to be a better person. Like that's my New Year's resolution every year. No matter what else might do, the weight loss goals, make more money. It's to me one of my main goals, and I've always been keeping it since I've been like, understanding things is be better. Yeah. Be a better human being. Be better to other people. Be better for just overall. Be a better person. Be a better human being. Period.
Yeah, what's crazy? Actually, speaking of that, that's what somebody pointed out to me a long time ago. Right. That New Year's resolutions are a lie. People lie to themselves. Mm-hmm. Right. People say, all right, one of the number one things that I hear, I will say one of the number one, because if not the number one anyway, I want to get in the gym. That's the number one thing I hear, right? Yeah. If you gotta wait,
that's true,
to the new year,
that's true,
to get in.
That's true. You're right, because you could just start your diet anytime you want to.
Anytime you want to.
You could start, just going to the gym, just going to walk.
Or eating. You can. What I noticed with a lot of people, you can eat unless you're really, really, really trying to like get in shape, and you got a specific goal a specific time frame that you're trying to meet a goal, whatever. Mm. A lot of times you can eat what it is that you like to eat. You just got to eat less of it.
That's a fact. Just draw back on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I say New Year's when somebody pointed out to me that New Year's resolutions are lies, because if you gotta wait till the new year to try to do something different for yourself,
you're gonna fuck that up. Like, we we to having a conversation, but I didn't mean to just go and cut you what you were saying.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know I go to the gym on a regular, right?
Yeah.
And we be in there, you know, the normal people be in there, and July come, we're like, fuck, man. All these new people gonna come in here, hog those machines, but we just gotta hold it down just until February 1st. They'll be done. It'll get back to normal where it's only like so many of us and the machines will be back to available. Because to me, I made the decision to go to the gym on a regular basis is because it just makes me feel better. It makes me feel stronger. It made me don't be getting less winded and stuff. You like just like the sweat and just that's how I get my day started.
Yeah.
Even if I don't go on there and spend like 30 minutes on the treadmill or do something, I have to go do something. That's part of my day.
Yeah.
Like almost like work. I have to go do something.
I can agree with that. Because that's why a lot of people say, a lot of people who work out or a lot of people who are in health and fitness, they say do it in the morning.
Yeah.
Because it gets your energy going. It gets your adrenaline going.
Start your day, man. It's just like, it just makes you feel good. And then when you go and you work out real good, you don't want to eat that bullshit, though. You be like, I just worked out. I don't want to fuck that up by eating that bullshit.
Nope.
But then I still eat zebra cake. But at least I went to the gym, though. That's cool. Oh, my God.
Just don't buy them.
It'd be hard.
Do you go? See, one thing I notice that I do when I go shopping is when I do go, I'm hungry when I shop.
Yeah. But you know what it is for me, though? It's I try to eat good. I really do try.
Yeah.
And my household don't. So if it's chips over there and I'm kind of hungry, I won't grab the Rice Cakes. I grab the chips. If it's some water or something that I drink and I'm thirsty, I might grab the juice. I'm just being honest.
Get you a Capri Sun.
Nah, that's for kids. I don't drink Capri Suns.
What is juice?
That is not juice. Now, I
What
eat
is
a
it?
lot of fucked up shit.
What
and
is
you
it?
should know. You, Mr. Reading ingredients,
What is it then? If it's not
Mr. Barbecue sauce on fish sticks.
He's gonna keep.
Yes, that's going to be your name. Mr. Barbecue sauce. You know what I'm
What should I have used? Ketchup, barbecue and fish stick
Tartar
ketchup
sauce.
sandwich.
You getting money now. You could have used tartar sauce. A Grey Poupon. Yeah, you go
my
to a
God.
penthouse downtown in the Trump Tower and you still eating barbecue sauce, bro. You supposed to be eating Grey Poupon. You supposed to be
home
getting
fish
$600 steaks. You don't supposed to eat fish sticks. You're supposed to eat fish and chips.
What kind of chips?
French fries. What are you talking about?
Fish. Nah.
Fish and chips. You don't never heard of them saying fish and chips?
Where in fact I don't like fries.
I'm really starting to. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, Lord have mercy. I'm learning more and more stuff every day. Like, looking at this boy, like, what the fuck? This nigga say you don't like French fries.
I don't like fries, bro.
You don't like tater tots neither?
They have to be fresh. They have to be
Crispy
like
and
fresh. Like if I'm gonna eat, like when I did like go to McDonald's regularly,
Yeah.
I will order a fresh fry, and I have to eat them while they're still hot and they're bearably hot and sizzling and all that stuff. Because once they start cooling down, can't take it. It's just
So
something
you right
about it.
here risking the top of your mouth from 30-degree burn for some hot ass fry.
I have to. Well, I mean, they wouldn't be that hot though. Like to when I eat them, they wouldn't be that hot.
Okay. So
But anyway,
how was your week?
man, been up to a lot.
Okay.
For those who may not know, a couple weekends ago, I went to Detroit. It was pretty much a business trip, and made some connections, saw some faces of some people, like a progressive community of people that I'm a part of.
You don't want to tell them where you went? Or you cool?
What?
You don't want to actually tell them what you went and what you're doing?
So, it was a trip to Detroit, and we met at the MGM Grand, and there's a person that I listen to on YouTube. His name's Anton Daniels, and he has retreats like once a month, not retreats, but like a gathering, get together once a month in different parts of the U.S. and he just happened to be coming to Detroit this time. So I was hoping he was in Chicago, but ended up being in Detroit. So I just rented a car, went out there and linked up with people. He calls his community the Bag Chasers, and it was just great, man. Like, it was, as soon as we started, like, we said, hi, I'm this person, I'm that person. It immediately turned into what, like, progressive, like, business conversations. Immediately turned to business conversations, and the whole time we were there, people started having different conversations about different things: real estate, trucking, stocks, all that stuff. So I was on fire for that for at least a few days after. But
overall, how was your experience? How would you say it was?
It was great. It was great. I also got to see some of Detroit. I went to Detroit a long time ago, and I was a kid, so I barely even remember it. But didn't get to see as much as I would have liked to. But it was a great experience overall. But then I just came back from New York last weekend. That was just a guy's trip kind of thing, and that was great. Didn't get to see the city because everybody woke up too late, and where I was, it was like at least a 3-hour trip, regardless of bus or car, to the city.
You was in New Jersey then probably, weren't you?
I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
But it was, we didn't, so one day we just sat in the house and chilled, watched stuff, which is not a problem with me at all. Then Saturday we had a barbecue, which was super dope. And then at Saturday night we just chilled and played cards, had conversations. And then Sunday went to I forget which mall, but went to the mall, went to the airport and came back. So it's been great, man. It's been great. That's enough. That's all my trips though. At least until March, April, May, until next year.
Nigga lying.
What?
Nigga lying. You got it like that. You're gonna be.
Oh no.
He just bought the condo downtown and don't even stay in it.
Stop telling people that.
Just got the condo. How many nights have you stayed in the condo since you had it?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh my God, man! But I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm glad to hear you got to experience that stuff, because like that's what really life's about, is experiencing things and getting knowledge from other people. Because you can read, you can do a lot of reading, you can do a lot of trying to teach yourself, but a lot of times it comes from other people that helps you push you forward and help you take another step. You learning from other people and getting the knowledge and not being so proud and beating your chest to be like, oh, I'm the man, I don't need no help with this and that. Because we talk about that all the time, where you know how we got these KNoWKis on the go, and we always talk about how people be like, man, I did that by myself, Yeah. I ain't had no help. I got it out the mud. It's cap. It's big cap. Because everybody got somebody that helped them in some type of way. Even if a motherfucker just came and got you from this, or came and gave you a ride here, that you had some type of help. Ain't nobody ever did it by themselves. Like, people can say that all they want to, like Tom Brady. Tom Brady got trainers that help him, them people that's helping him. Even though he's paying them people that's helping him. Yeah. Michael Jordan had people that trained him and did things with him. That's people that's helping them. So for all that, for people to be sitting up that line, because I'm going to be on that train too. Like, sometimes I say I do things by myself, but no, I got my brother in my corner. I got my fiance in my corner. I got my other guys in my corner that I can hack. Like, now I might be stubborn and don't ask for the help, but somebody always got somebody in their corner that helped them. So people need to stop saying that about you did everything by yourself. No, the fuck you didn't.
When you say that, I didn't even think about the aspect of just asking for a ride. Like somebody driving somebody somewhere in terms of needing help.
Yes.
That's facts.
That is a straight fact. Like, they saw you on a bus stop, or they be like, oh man, I'm gonna be late for this interview or this job, and they gave you a ride or something like that. Or just somebody giving you like, I can't got the time for it, here go a couple dollars just to get you where you need to go. Yeah. Or gave you some type of advice. Like, we need to quit saying that we don't need help and we want to stand on our, and I understand you want to do it on your own, because I'm one of them people too, but everybody needs somebody. Everybody do.
Everybody.
Yeah, so you can stop all that independent shit and all that. Man, get that shit up out of here, bro. You need some help from somebody. Even if it ain't nothing you working hard because you got kids, they helping you. They're giving you motivation to do what you need to do. It's still helping you.
That's true.
So People be sitting up there talking about that shit. It's cap, man.
So,
What up?
question for you.
Uh-huh.
Do you ever pocket watch on the low?
Pocket watch who?
Anybody.
Pocket watch
By
on the
pocket
low.
watch, I mean people that, for instance, I was having a conversation with someone, right?
Yeah.
And we were talking about making plans to go out and like link up next year, like mid next year,
Okay.
right? And before we even started making plans, the person started saying, assuming my financial situation would allow me to do so, assuming nothing comes up, then I'll be there, right?
Are you? Are you talking about you'll be there or they'll be there?
Them, me, I know I'll be there because the earlier I plan stuff,
The more likely you gonna go.
the more likely. Like if let's just say I don't have any plans in March, right?
Uh-huh.
And you try to make plans with me in March, I don't know what I'm doing 6 months from now.
Okay.
So since I don't know what I'm doing, I'll make the plan. I'll set in stone as best I can
Okay.
the plans that you're trying to make with me, because as of now, that slate is clear. There's nothing there.
Okay, unless some emergency come up or something.
Unless some super dire emergency, somebody passes away, heavens forbid, or
Okay.
like your car explodes or something.
What the fuck? Damn, why the fuck you got a car explode?
No, because I'm thinking
They
some.
can say if they need fixing or something.
Yeah.
Like, they blow up? What the
But
fuck?
see, you can ask for help and get a ride to wherever you got to go. You know
But
what
no,
I'm saying?
well, sometimes when people have their car fuck up, people be, that shit depress me. I don't know about nobody else. If my car
No.
fuck, I don't even like driving nobody else's car. Even though I could, I don't even like doing it.
I'm saying even so. That's just the option that I
Damn,
threw
but
out.
you
Unless
went to the extreme. You
somebody
just said your car
passes,
blew up.
that's what I mean. Somebody passes. How you skip over somebody passes away and go
Because
straight?
that's more like that happens every day, B. But a car blowing up, when the hell have you heard a car blow up?
Okay, car breakdown. How about
Okay,
that?
thank you. That's much better to me. But you said car blow up, bro. That's a bomb. That's some 80s type shit where the mob motherfuckers, you crank your car up and that motherfucker blow up when you crank it up. Like, no. Like,
Okay, so cool. So
Damn.
your car breakdown.
The fuck?
Or if you have a child and the child gets sick, heavens forbid, and you go
Okay,
to the
yeah.
hospital, I get it.
Okay.
But as of now, it sounds to me like you're making excuses or looking for reasons to not make it even before we make the plans.
Okay. Oh, because you pocket watching me?
Because let's use us, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to make plans with you
All right.
6 months from now.
Okay.
And you say, if I got the money for it, fam.
No, but okay, I understand it because you know what I'm doing now. So I
Yeah.
will say that now.
Right,
Like,
right.
bro,
Because
I don't know, because all my funds are trying to go directly to this. Like,
Right.
every little dime I have, I don't want to really buy nothing. Everything is going directly to this. So when you say pocket watching, would you say, okay, you ask me for that, and then I tell you if I got the money, then you start like, nigga, but you make the money. Is that pocket watching what you trying to say?
that's not what I see what you're asking, but that's not what I mean.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to say, because if I'm trying to make plans with you,
Okay.
and you tell me you might not have the money for it, and it's 6 months from now,
Okay.
but I see how you spend your money. Like, we have conversations about it,
Okay.
or if we don't have conversations about it, you post about it.
Yeah. Okay, so you is kind of pocket watching.
I'm not saying that I don't, because admittedly I do.
Oh, I don't though.
I do a little bit, because people will in one hand say, I don't have the money to do. My money may be shaky by 6 to 8 months from now.
Okay.
Right. But every day, you got cigarettes, you buying weed, you buying alcohol, you buying $1,000 Chris Brown tickets.
Damn, this sound personal.
No, I'm just. No, it's not.
Okay.
Because I just think people make excuses, and people. I'll even go as far as saying lie.
Mm-hmm.
To try to put themselves in a position to potentially not make plans with you, and I think you can really see how people really rock with you when they start talking like that, right? Like, for instance, if you try to make plans with me,
Mm-hmm.
and then like I said, as of now, the slate is clear. There's nothing there, and I'll say, I'll see what I'm doing that day. Let me see what I'm doing that day, and then I'll get back to you.
See, now that's a different story. I'm gonna see what I'm doing that day. That you got to use the words because we always talk about words. The words you just use, you really don't fuck with me.
That's what
you potentially getting at.
That's what it sounds like to me when people start making excuses as to why they may not be able to make it.
But the other thing, when you say I got to see how my money look, is they might be already got their funds diverting to something else, so they don't know if they're gonna have the extra money to do what you want to do with them. That's what I look at it like. But when you said I'm gonna see what I'm doing that day, that already tells me that no, not what I'm gonna see what I'm doing, because maybe you gotta check your calendar. But you like, if anything don't pop up or something, what you just said,
right?
If anything pops up, or
let me see what I'm doing that day.
See, it's kind of different because the way you wording it. Because I can understand somebody saying, "Let me see what I'm doing that day," is because maybe they already got stuff wrote down. Maybe they might forgot, or maybe they gonna ask me like, "Baby, do we supposed to know they got girlfriends or you got a boyfriend or something like that?" And you're gonna ask them like, "Do we got something planned?" Because I was on the phone the other day and we in the car, and my homie was like, "We're supposed to go out to like a breakfast / lunch tomorrow." So I remember I had to take my son to go do something, but I didn't remember what time we was gonna do it.
Right.
So I had to, hold on, I'm cool, but hold on, let me check. What time we supposed to do that?
Right.
See, that's different.
Right.
Because the simple fact I had to ask, because I had to kind of knew I had something to do, but I kind of forgot what time, so I could fit the times together.
Right. And I get that. I agree with that.
Okay.
Right. I have no arguments with that, because like you can figure that information out within the next 24 hours.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Now, how does that apply to 8 months from now?
But like you say, how does that equate from eight? What you call it from now?
Yeah. If most people don't know what they're doing 8 months from now, and I'll say vast majority of people,
unless you're a businessman.
Agreed. Because you need, if you're a business man.
Yeah. Businessman or businesswoman.
Business
or
person.
like a celebrity or something. Or like a very we're starting to get like that.
Yes.
Right now, to record the podcast. It's like people don't know. That's why they say a lot of people fuck up on their podcasts and stuff, because
they stop being consistent.
The time, it's like we three grown men trying to get us together. It's not that we're trying to be difficult. It's just that it is difficult.
Yeah.
So it's going to be times where you see 3 of us, 2 of us, such and such, and we're going to try to make it work as best as we could. We're going to try to come together. But to make 3 people or 3 schedules go, because we got families, it's kind of hard. So I can understand. I understand where you're coming from, but I understand where the other person's coming from too, because I see us with this podcast.
Even 8 months from now?
It depends on. We don't know. Bro, we just don't know people.
So what their response was to what you just said. You don't know what other people have going on.
Yes.
Most people don't know what they're doing 8 months from now.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying.
But how do you really know? Like, I understand where you're coming from, and it is true. A lot of people don't have shit going on because all they do is be on TikTok and doing all this shit. And,
yeah.
Be on social media. That is true. But you don't know how people's lives are going. Because I can't tell you what I'm doing what you call it now. I'll agree to whatever. I'm like, yeah, I could probably make that. But then again, I'd be like thinking in the back of my mind, like, I'm going to try my hardest to make it, but I'm not going to force it and put myself in a bad situation to do it.
Well, see, like in your situation, right? Like, we know what you have coming up next year, right?
Yeah, okay.
So if I try to plan something that requires a certain, I don't want to say absorbent, but a certain amount of money, then you might not be able to make it because you have something bigger. First of all, bigger. Second of all, that you've already planned out.
Okay.
Right? So that's already there.
Okay.
But if I try to plan something out with you 8 months from now, and you already just in the conversation making it, we ain't even talked about how much stuff is going to cost.
I don't know, but I understand where you're coming from. I totally get I get your whole gripe. I get everything you are saying. But I just me personally.
Yeah.
I don't fault nobody for nothing, and I'm not gonna hold that against you. Because, like I always say, if you fuck with me and you really like me, you're gonna make it happen. When you mess with somebody and you really like somebody and you fuck with them on a regular day basis, you're gonna make it. Even if you don't come through but number 5 minutes, give them an hour, give them a whatever, you're gonna try to make it come through for them.
Yeah.
Even though your normal routine, whatever, you're gonna try to break whatever you got going on, because you really fuck with them, gonna come through no matter what.
That's really what I'm getting at, right? Because honestly, I don't think
the person fuck with you like that.
Not necessarily that.
Okay.
I think it's more so that they are trying to present possible excuses just in case at the last minute they just choose to procrastinate all the way to the last minute and then find out that they don't want to go.
So why they can't? I don't know, because
this is the thing. If you can't make the proclamation that you'll be able to make it because of such and such you have going on in the future, we having a conversation about the plans right now. Why can't you tell me?
Shit, because that's 8 months.
You see, because you don't know. You don't know what you're doing.
I understand you. I get you. Because that's just like when we set it up a date and we was like, oh, we want to go on this date.
Yeah.
And you like, oh, let me just make sure she ain't got no so-called, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We was at the job. We was like, hey, let me make sure
Right.
my other person don't have no plans.
Right.
Oh, you ain't got no plans? I bet we can go. Don't worry about it.
Just double checking, right?
Yeah.
Which is similar to your situation, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to make plans, you say, oh, it's October 2nd or whatever. Let me make sure that I thought I had something done that day, but let me just double check. And then you'll respond 24 hours within the next few minutes, 24 hours.
Just to face the fact. They don't fuck with you.
So
They don't fuck with you.
I don't doubt it, which is cool.
Hey,
Which
man,
is cool
don't
because
fuck with you.
what I'm looking to do is have a reliable group of people that I can go to and be like, hey,
You're trying to just cut
day.
people out your life. Now you're really on the verge of cutting everybody that's not bringing you value and keeping everybody that do have value. And I hope they do the same thing with me. If I bring value to your life, you keep me around. If I don't, cut me loose.
To an extent, right? Not cut you loose, because when I hear cut you loose, I hear never talk to you again.
No, cut you loose to me is, nigga, you not going and like, you know, on iPhones at the top. You have people that you text on a frequently basis. It's like your favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, Negro, you just down there with everybody else. I'm going to have to.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, damn,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
October 19th, 2017, last time I talked to you.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
Just
where
had to
you
slow
go
down,
with this?
yeah. It just had to slow down a little bit. It gets fine. But I get where you're coming from, though. But that's how everybody should be. And I don't fault nobody for, like, if I don't bring no value to your life, bro, I don't get no attitude with you. We're not like that. Like I tell everybody, everybody's not going to get along. Everybody's not going to go to the same place. Everybody's not going to do the same thing. Just treat people accordingly.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's no hard feelings. I have no hard feelings for that at all.
I don't either, right? And it's if you just don't want to go, though, just say, I don't think I'll be able to make it. Cool.
Space is all in his feelings, man. If you said that, you already know what it was. You should read the clues. Because he would have told me like that, I'd be like, I bet. He won't get invited no more.
No, it's
Like-
it's not that I guess maybe you could say that I'm in my feelings, but I don't think I am. I'm just saying, if like any other situation, everybody says I'm a grown adult, I'm this, and if I got something to say, I'll say it. If you don't want to go, then just say what you got to say then.
Some people don't like the confrontation. Most people don't like the confrontations though. Would they come with that?
That's why you don't got to agree with me when I said most. But I'm just saying, like, I think most.
I don't agree with you. Most, half, 30%, 40%, however the fuck you want to put it.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot, a little bit, whatever you want to say. Hey, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with whatever you say. That is 100% true.
It's cool, and it's more so me just putting people in boxes.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I put everybody in the box that according to how they impact my life.
Yeah, but you know, people don't really, like, you know, I always say that saying, keep that same energy. People don't really keep that same energy.
The people that say keep that same energy don't keep that same energy.
Because I'm one of them ones, I will. If I don't fuck with you, ask them, boy. We be at work. I don't fuck with that person. Them my dogs, but I don't fuck with her. So I'm going to keep walking until they get through talking, and then we come over here and we'll talk. I don't have nothing to say to you.
Yeah.
That's who I am. And I don't fault y'all for something. Like, they don't got nothing to do with me because y'all still cool. That's cool. I already know where our relationship stands. So I'm one of them ones, I will keep that same energy. I will tell you in a heartbeat, don't count. Man, what? A lot of stuff, boy. Man, all right. I'm one of them ones. I keep that same energy. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
I'm not for to even pretend to. We're not for to be sitting up here conversating like we do. We're going to get these head nods and keep walking.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop on the side of the road to help you just because we work together. If I don't fuck with you, I do not fuck with you. That's just point blank period. I'm one of them people. I'm not finna sit up here and faking flies talking about I fuck with you. Y'all know that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Leave a bitch in the snow on a negative degree weather with her kids. I'm one of them. They ain't my kids. They go get their daddy.
Sheesh.
I'm one of them. I'm dead. And I expect you, if me and my family on the side of the road, keep going. That's what you're supposed to do.
Keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy. Because I'm not jumping there with you. I walk.
Right.
I'm not, because I don't fuck with you. And that's where people get it fucked up. If you don't fuck with somebody, don't fuck with them. Don't sit up here and pretend just because they like, no. Keep that same energy, bro, for real.
Yeah.
What else we talking about?
So, one thing I meant to say earlier when we were talking, I went to see Woman King.
I want to go see it. I really do want to go see it, so I can't talk to you yet. I wanted to go see it. I was planning on going to see it. It was a Sunday, but times got crossed and we was too late doing something, so we didn't get to go see it.
Sheesh.
But they said it was really good. Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Oh, I want to talk. I'm gonna wait.
I'm not gonna spoil anything. Right?
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna.
I didn't heard a couple things from it or something. They said it was really good.
I've not done the research myself, but they say that's based on a true story.
Okay.
I don't know how how in movies they say that it's based on a true story, but it's loosely based on a true story.
That's all movies though, because who the fuck you really talk to?
I mean, they always got to make it entertaining. That's the
there's no problem with that. No problem with that whatsoever. Right? That's cool. So that's what I mean when I say I don't know how much. Like, did they take one portion of a story and make a whole movie out of it?
They said it was something like that. Like I want to go see the Till movie too, the Emmett Till movie.
I've seen ads about that.
What is
I haven't seen it. Like,
oh, you ain't got no. Okay, so I want to see that too. I ain't been to the movies in a little while though, but I really do want to go see that.
So, the only thing I'll say about it, since you haven't seen it yet, is the title is deceiving. Can be deceiving.
The woman can.
The title can be deceiving.
Okay, that's cool.
But it was a good watch. It's definitely worth watching. Watching in theaters.
Okay.
So I'll leave that there.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get to see it though. Got a few more days. I might try to go see it.
Okay. So another question then. Well, did you see it? You see it? Do you plan on seeing it?
Not really. No.
Kept that shit a bean. See what I'm saying? Kept that shit 100. Like, look, bro, nah.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
If motherfucker talking about I gotta go here to get some of them cakes, I'm going to go see it. But if she don't say that and I can still get them cakes, I ain't just tap them cakes. I ain't fuck that. She ain't say I had to take her to the movie, so fuck that.
You're not interested?
No.
Why not? Just curious. Why not?
I mean, I know the plot. I know the real story. So it's like...
Oh, you did some research on it?
No, it wasn't because of the movie I did research.
Okay.
Once you see it, you'll be like, yeah, I know. Right? It's just added stuff, right? It's about this one specific area. You know, but it's the story overall, we know.
Okay.
If you slightly educated, you know what I'm saying, about yourself, right? You know. Of course, you know, it's a movie. Curtis seen it and told me about it. So it's
okay.
I'm not completely oblivious to what happens in the movie.
Yeah.
But it's like I didn't plan on seeing it to begin with. So
now that you've heard, you're even less interested.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, it's exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah.
So they are who we thought they were.
You don't know where you get that from.
For me?
No, you don't know where you get
You're right.
It's a sports reference.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why I knew he didn't know what it was.
Okay.
I knew when you said what you said, he didn't know what the hell you was talking about.
And we let him off the hook.
Yeah, we let him off the goddamn hook.
I'm like, is that a movie? Is that a movie? What movie was that? What movie was that? So would you say, based on what the research you've done, do you think that it was an accurate story for the most part? Would you say it's like 80% accurate?
So I can't speak on the movie. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
So
right. You just said that.
I don't want to sit here and go
okay.
a level of accuracy.
Okay. Yeah.
Curtis seen it. Me and Curtis have, I want to say, the same general knowledge about the subject, and he said it was mostly accurate, but you know, it was some things obviously left out for the white savior. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay, so question for you, man. For y'all, I guess. what do you think of people saying they don't want to have kids because of how ugly or scary this world is? Want me to ask it again?
No, I'm just thinking about it because I understand it.
I don't know. I feel like that's a tough question because I don't have kids, right? Mm-hmm. And when it comes to the thought of having kids or not having kids, because of the way the world is never a reason why I wouldn't want to have kids.
Right.
Because I feel like the world is not any much better, worse, or better. The internet makes everything tangible. Yeah. So like all the bad stuff that has been happening. It's just now we get the information immediately about where it's happening. Yeah. Before the internet, you only got local news. So like if it didn't happen in your local area, you didn't know about it. Right. You know what I'm saying? But now something can happen in Southern California, we'll know about it right now. Something can happen in Maine, we'll know about it right now. Something happen in Washington, we'll know about it right now. Something can happen in Canada. Something can happen in Mexico, we'll know about it right now.
Nicaragua.
So
is it
Nicaragua.
Nick
with a C.
But no, so like the world, I don't feel like the world is any worse off than what it was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think honestly, me personally, the worst thing now is like cyberbullying. You know what I'm saying? Like you got kids committing suicide over what people are saying about them over the internet. Yeah. And it's like that's the scary part. But me personally, I think that's easily overcome by having great conversations with your children about their self-esteem and how you take words and stuff like that. So no, the world being scary to have children in has never had an influence on whether I want to have kids or not.
So, have you heard someone else say that? Like,
yeah, I've heard people say that. Mostly women, though.
And what do they say?
Oh, it is.
I heard a guy say it.
I've heard most women be like, "Oh, it's why would I want to have a kid? All this stuff is going on. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The world's scary. Like anything can happen to them." And I feel like, I mean, not trying to demasculate the guy that said it, but for women, the world is a lot more scary. They have all these extra set of unspoken rules they have to follow when they go do things. We can go do shit by ourselves. We're not worried about nobody putting something out drink. We ain't worried about nobody come up in the alley with a bus. You know what I'm saying? The worst thing that can happen is an argument, and if one of us don't say shit,
up north you will.
You talking about the club?
No, I'm just saying up north, Boys Town.
Oh,
I seen you. You was up in there telling those jokes.
I mean, the thing is, you ain't gotta worry about that because having sex with another guy is easy. Like
having sex with another guy is easy. Oh my god!
A gay guy has no problem getting laid.
1,000%. 1,000%. They do.
Oh shit!
A gay guy has no problem getting laid. So I just don't see a lot of from the gay community to the straight community.
You say that, and I think that's just the person that really don't want to have kids, just giving an excuse not to have them. Because when you really think about it, though, because I was thinking about this, I've been thinking about this a while. Like, we always put the worst of each other online. And you notice, like, no matter what race, it's only like maybe, I'm going to be real generous, too. 20 to 30% of the race be fucked up and bad. When you really look at it, it's like maybe out of the black community, it's like 15 to 20% of the black people that just be doing, and it be the same people that repeat and do the same things and make all of us look like we fucking heathens. Like if you really look at it, a lot of black people just want to work, make money, do their thing, not have to worry about other shit and all this shit, and it'd be cool. Yeah. But it's the same 20 to 30% or whatever, however many. It's a nice little percentage, a little low percentage, where they make our whole race look fucked up. And that goes with, I think, with a lot of races. Now, because I don't want to be like, oh, the white people have more people. No, I don't want to say that because it's a decent amount of white people out there that's pretty good and all that stuff.
I mean, if we just compare, when it comes to that, it's percentages, right? If you talk about the whole 52, 53 million black people that's in the U.S. versus whatever it is for white people, if you take them individually and do the percentages.
It'll be a little bit more because it's more of them.
Okay.
Because if you say if it's, I'm just talking about numbers. If it's 50 million of us and it's 100 million of them, wouldn't you say out of the 50 million of us, it'll be maybe 10 to 15 million that's bad? But out of the 100 for them, it'll be probably like 25 to 30 of them is bad. It's like equal to the same thing.
I would say it's roughly equal, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's equal to the same thing, but it just be more because there's more of them.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So for people to say that they don't want kids, like, bro, you just using an excuse. Just say you don't want kids. It's okay. It's okay, but after you get a little bit wild, you'll want somebody to, you know, to love you and all. Like, we all need companionship. Companionship.
Yeah.
We all do need it. Like, people be sitting up there saying, like, oh, I'm cool, I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. Yeah, that's cool. To them Christmases coming around, you still got that lotion in your goddamn hand. You ain't got nobody to hug and kiss and, like, just say happy birthday, or just somebody that just thought about you to bring you a cake or something like that. Just the little things like that. Like, a lot of people take that stuff for granted. Like, those little things and cards and a cupcake with a candle, a birthday cake, people shouting you out on your birthday, people taking you out for breakfast, and those little things like that, that shit really matters.
Yeah.
Like, it might don't seem like nothing now, but that shit really do matters.
I think I agree with you both. I think that sounds like similar to what I was talking about earlier with the person that's trying to find excuses to not make it to whatever it is I'm trying to plan with. Yeah. Like, you're just trying to find excuses to do what you just don't want to do.
Yeah, trying to appease somebody.
Like, if you don't want kids, then just say you don't want kids.
That's
which is
fine.
right.
Perfectly fine.
Which is cool. I mean, if you think about it on a different level, you know, some of the loneliest people in the world don't have kids. Yes. But if you don't want kids, then don't make excuses.
That's true. And talking about this world is like, and like Will was saying too, talking about this world is fucked up. This world is the same thing it was back in the fucking 80s. It's just that we got this right now that I can go find any fucked up thing I want to find.
Yeah.
It comes right to my phone. I'm going to get a notification. Like, if God forbid this, I hope this don't happen in the next few minutes, a school shooting happens. That shit going to be on every news feed, every Facebook feed. It's going to come straight to your phone. Everybody's phone is going to start ringing.
Yeah.
An Amber Alert happens.
Yep.
As soon as an Amber Alert happens, all our phones going to start buzzing with the emergency thing and stuff happening in our area.
Yep.
That's just the world we live in. It's just more magnified. There's more cameras everywhere. So to say that this world is more fucked up, and no, man, that's just you just giving an excuse. It's really you giving an excuse that you don't want kids, and you should just go ahead and say, I just don't want no kids. Don't ask me the question no more. It's plain and simple. I don't want kids.
And that's
you
cool.
might change your mind in the next month or two. You might meet somebody that you want to procreate with and be married to, and you might have kids then.
Right.
And then, you know, another thing too, they might be saying that, and I hope this is not the case because it is a lot of fertility issues. They can't have them, like with a medical condition or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that might be a case too, but they just trying to throw you off because they don't want nobody to know their medical condition just by saying and giving another excuse to why you're not gonna come to my party. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I know. Just trying to just say you don't want to do it, or say mind your business. I might do have kids. You never know.
Right.
That's why you shouldn't ask nobody if they want to have. I think that's kind of a rude question because you don't know what their medical condition probably is.
You think that's a rude question?
Because you don't know. Maybe she's really been trying to have kids for the last 5 years, but she can't. And now you just brought some more trauma up in her life because you just asked her about it.
But how was I supposed to know?
How you ask, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like you plan on having kids? No.
Right? Because
not why you ain't got no kids yet.
That's what, bro.
That's a big difference.
That's what it is, bro. I swear.
It's a big difference.
People say that to me. Now I don't associate medical conditions with that, but it's like
because we're men.
ED is a thing, but
it's not even ED. Some guys really just don't produce enough sperm to
medical condition, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But guys don't talk about it.
But it depends on who asked you that too. Does a guy ask you that or a girl ask you that?
Both. I talked to a lot of people, and the question isn't, do you plan on? Well, sometimes sometimes the question is, do you plan on having kids?
Yeah.
And the other times, mostly by women, why don't you have kids yet?
Because you ain't let me pregnant you yet.
No, it ain't none of that. It ain't none of that.
I would have said that shit. You ain't let me impregnate you yet. And see what her answer be. Now motherfuckers start looking crazy.
I get the same thing. I'm 32 and ain't got no kids. They be like, you ain't got no kids yet? No.
It's
why not?
It's a lot of
Pull out
people
game
out here.
because contraceptives are cheaper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because Madden get all my time.
Right.
But it's not. But it's a lot. It's a lot more people people don't know that it's a lot more people out here without kids than it is with kids. It's like it's the same group of, like I said about the people that are bad.
Yeah.
It's the same percentage of people or men that have impregnated the same few women.
Yeah.
It's the same, like the exact thing. Like people, that's why we always say
Nick Cannon.
That's what I'm saying. And Future.
The Future.
Them motherfuckers got this shit on lock.
Chad
Ochocinco, Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Like them niggas got this shit on lock. I got no more kids. They populating Earth by themselves. But it's a lot more. It's the same group. It's the same few men that's having the same amount of women that's pregnant, and that's just to go vice versa. It's the same women that's pregnated by these two men that then impregnate these 20 women.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, there's more women who are parents than men.
That's true.
So that's what I hear. Like I just think you curate the world that your child lives in.
Yeah, because you can make more money and move out to the suburbs. Comes always back to money.
Yeah.
Because you can raise your child in a better environment. You'll still have to worry about things, but your list will be like, from someone that stays in the hood, lists will be like 100. From someone that stays like, stop it. from somebody that stays in a nice suburb community, lists will be probably like 25 to 30 that you worried about.
Right. Yeah. So you curate the world your child lives in. And also, to your point, a child can very well become a product of their environment.
Yes. But they also can come, like, because you got these suburban kids that want to be from the city so bad and want to be shoot them up, bang, bang, and gang, gang. And it's like.
Until they get to the.
No, but then they really try to prove it, though. Some of them really go all the way. When you know that's not in their heart, but they go all the way with it because they want to be viewed as this gangster and all that shit. For real.
No, I trust
you. Want crying in court.
Yeah, no, they be like, I'm going to take all my years. I'm the realest suburban kid that's in here. And then Bubba tell your ass to bend over and put this pink lipstick on. Put that on your lips. Put this Kool-Aid, this red Kool-Aid on your lips. Put this red Kool-Aid on your lips and shut up.
So, Will, you said, y'all good with that?
Yeah, we're good. I'm good.
So you said life for women is harder than men?
I want to say scarier, not harder. They have more worries.
Okay, so the example you used was putting stuff in the drinks, sexual assault.
Yeah.
Okay, you used those two examples in particular? Yeah. So what are some other things besides those two things?
Shit, standing on a bus stop by yourself at night when you just coming home from work and shit like that.
Yeah, that's a physical assault.
Walking down the street and shit. Getting catcalled and motherfuckers want to beat you up because you don't want to get them your number.
Women do the same thing.
Well, they can't beat you up.
They gonna beat you up for your number.
But you talk about verbal assault, right?
I'm talking about both.
Cause I've heard stories like guys get turned down, spit in the girl face. It's like, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
like, what the fuck?
Okay.
I can turn the girl down. Worst she gonna do is call me gay.
Yeah. I ain't fucking you, Gary. That's all you gotta say. Right. Hit their ass with a girlfriend. No, just don't get mad because I don't want to hit you.
Well, those are very real examples.
Uh-huh.
The numbers say different in terms of, let's just say, forced sex. I like to say forced sex. I don't like to say like Voldemort. I don't like to say the word, especially since the YouTube algorithms, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
When it comes to forced sex, right, sexual assault.
Yeah.
I was doing research on this. The numbers, few and far between. Like if we're talking a full on percentage of women, it's not even like. Shoot, let's say about less than 5%.
What, that men have more assault against them than women?
The forced sex. When I'll just say it and edit out. Grape,
grape.
Yeah, grape.
Oh, so
it's talking about cases of grape.
Yeah,
it's not a lot of them, bro.
Not a lot of cases. I don't think women reported a lot too, though.
100%.
Hey.
We can go by the numbers. We can go by the numbers. I understand. We ain't gonna go another, because we're gonna go deep in that.
Just look at Bill Cosby. It took them women how long to come out and say something happened?
Okay. But how many people? Come on now. How many people accuse them versus how many
No,
that
don't get me
actually
wrong.
happened
There's
to?
most definitely bad apples in a bunch, right? The word itself is damning as it is. To even say that about somebody could ruin somebody's whole entire career, whatever they got going on. I got a homie. He was playing football, hooked up with this girl, didn't want to talk to her, and she said he did that. Kicked out of school. Kind of find out she was lying just because, whatever, right? Yeah. Nothing happens to her. But the numbers are so tricky because what Mal said, people aren't reporting it. Because a lot of times they are fearful. Yeah. A lot of times when that happens, it's somebody that they know. Somebody still got to see, you know what I'm saying? Then let's not talk about all the women who are assaulted when they're younger. That number is astronomical. And this is, fuck whatever numbers you try to come up with. This is just me talking to women on a daily basis. I want to say, I almost want to, I want to say like 2/3 of the women I've talked to have had something happen against their will. That's insane. You know what I'm saying? If not at childhood, at teenage or adulthood, teenagers, we got all R. Kellys running around here. Every last one of us seen some grown dude picking up a girl from high school in a car. And it's like,
remember I said that shit?
You was talking about that.
Talking about
every last dude has seen that. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself, you know what I'm saying? Who knows what he's doing when he get her back? You know what I'm saying? He didn't groom this girl. You know what I'm saying? That's also assault. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though she might have been a verbal willing participant, she was not a mental willing participant. You know what I'm saying? You can coerce that. All of that plays a huge part into what I'm saying, that women have a lot more to worry about than men.
I'll disagree with you. I'll tell you why. Because just like you just said, a woman can falsely accuse a man of something and completely destroy his life. Mm-hmm. Right?
Right.
Like, for instance, this current situation with, I forget her name, the Instagram model and Adam Levine.
Okay.
Right? She was a willing participant in this situation.
Yeah, he was cheating. That's different.
She was a willing participant in the situation, right? Now, if his wife chooses to leave him, which I'm not absolving him from anything, right? I'm not absolving him from anything at all. I'm saying all she got to do, all she could have done, the woman he was cheating on her with, or even his wife, falsely accuse him of something. Adam Levine is worth, I don't know, whatever, and half of whatever he got gone.
Well, that could happen without any accusations. But what I'm saying is that's different. I don't feel like that fit.
How, like, we're talking about scary, right? Because
how is that scary for a woman? That's scary for a man. But he made the choice to cheat.
That's what
he got on one knee.
He talked to her though too.
He got on one knee. Hold on. She didn't rape him. She didn't grape him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She didn't entice him. Whatever. He made the decision to hook up with this girl and could continue a relationship outside of his marriage. That's all on him. I'm a retired cheater. I understand that. That's all on him.
And you too. He like you say, he tried to talk to her first.
It doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter.
That part I don't.
Yeah, I can't verify that one.
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't matter because our women that we're in a relationship with, guys, I look at them every day. You know what I'm saying? I used to say the argument that, like, yeah, y'all got more practice saying no, so it's hard for guys to say no. But it's really not the case. We can say no, right? Is it easy? No, it's not. Yeah, just say no, right? He didn't say no, right? Whether she came on to him or not, or whatever, right? Like, he could have said, no, I got a girl, let her decide there. But then he could have still said no. No, who knows, right? But when you put yourself in a position, you got to be able to accept the consequences that come from that. And that what comes from that is not your wife taking half because you was cheating. You know what I'm saying?
See, we're changing the subject, though, because I get what you're saying, and I agree with that. When you put yourself in a position to lose whatever you have, right. Cool. Okay, now let's put it in a different example. Let's just say she wasn't there. He never started messing with the Instagram model.
Okay. Yeah.
And his wife falsely accused him, kind of like Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
Okay.
Falsely accused. Destroyed his reputation, destroyed his life, destroyed his career. Potentially could have taken probably even more than half of what he had.
Right.
Which is like, that's scary, bro. Like,
he lost out on
but how many of that has happened though? I don't think I've seen
false accusations.
Like you married to her, and that happens. Now, I'm not talking about boyfriend and girlfriend. You mess with somebody and then they falsely accuse you because they got mad. I'm talking about married to this person and then they falsely accuse you of doing some shit like that.
That I don't. If you're asking for stats, that I don't.
Yeah, so I'm saying that's kind of far in between.
Well, right. That I will agree.
Okay.
If we're talking about the overall subject of false accusations, that's scary for men.
It is. I can rock with you on that.
What else you got? That's one thing.
Yeah.
False accusation?
Yeah, that's something.
Okay. To me, like you said, it's so far few in between. I'm hard pressed to even count it, but I'll go ahead. Okay.
False accusations, bro? Like, you talking about the paternity fraud, bro?
Easily figured out. One test.
Bro. But see,
one test. We got a TV show dedicated to this.
More reason. Since I've been a kid.
They got paternity court.
Okay, so it's so you see how we think that because under in the paternity situation, we're under the auspices or the thought process that the woman, we are the only person that could impregnate the woman is dealing with that can impregnate her. So we don't have any reason to believe that she's messing around unless the kid comes out, we both dark skinned and the kid comes out Asian. Yeah. We don't have any reason to believe that she's messing
Maybe
around.
You're like 10% Asian. Do you ever check your history?
I don't trust that.
You're like 10% Asian, man. Your great
probably
grandmother was Asian.
Probably somewhere, right? Yeah. But okay.
But that's why we talked about fraternity test though with the at birth. It should be mandatory.
Yeah. I 1,000% agree.
I don't give a fuck what she's talking about. You should just get a fraternity test anyway.
1,000% agree.
And women go.
It should be mandatory. Yeah. Period.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and then women be talking about, you don't trust me. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Why wouldn't you want to have one? What the fuck is the? I have to trust you. What does that got to do with this? You just getting a paternity test anyway. They should be mandatory. As soon as the baby come out, we should be swabbing.
Swab.
Swabbing everybody in there. Me and your mama should already be on board. As soon as the baby come through, we swab him too. And
smack
before anybody
else, cry.
Yeah. And before I find my name on his birth certificate, we should know all that stuff so I can sign my name on his birth certificate.
100%.
Let's be over with.
You want to know what? Since we're talking about scary and we're talking about the paternity situation, you know, a woman can sign a man's name as the father of her child without him even being there.
It's a lot of scary things out there, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like you're bringing up valid points, and it is a lot of scary things out there for men. But I just think in this world, it's more scary for women than it is for us.
Okay, well, let's stay on paternity. Even a pregnancy, girl can get pregnant. I can leave.
Yeah,
I'm out of there at a moment's notice.
Not true.
It is true.
I'll tell you why. Because she can sign your name and say that you're the father.
In what state? Illinois?
Yes, Illinois is one of the states where you can do that.
And I bet I can get that stuff right on off. I was not there.
It's illegal.
I was not there.
Document.
But you can sign my name. But you have to know my current address to even try to get child support. If I leave, if I get a girl pregnant, find out she's pregnant, she going to the hospital in labor, I don't want this kid, I can go to Vegas right now. Leave to go to Vegas. I ain't paying no child support. She can't find me. You know what I'm saying?
But chances, okay, so I'm loving this path that we're going down. I'm loving this path. So since we're talking about the paternity thing, chances are, more often than not, a dude is bringing a chick back to his house to smash. So she know where you live.
So who fault is that?
I can move. That's what I'm saying.
So they're not. You think the government can't track that down, bro? Look at the previous residency and be like, Will used to live here. Okay, let's see where Will is.
She would have to hire a private investigator, but then you will have to know what state I moved to.
That's attached to your social security number, though. So I mean, nobody
I've ever dealt with ever went to my mama's house. I close all this down, go right to my mama's house. You don't know where she stay?
Right. I'm not saying it's not possible, right? I'm saying more often than not, dudes that deal with chicks bring her back to the house. Yes or no?
That's true, but that's on us.
No, it is not.
I'm not. That's not true.
No.
What?
I've dealt with a lot of women went to their house.
But you got to talk about the majority of men. You're smarter than most women.
No, not even because I've heard women say they don't trust being at the man's house.
But it's some dumbass women out here with dumbass dumbass women and dumbass men out here that they go back to each other's cribs.
Yeah.
On the first night, first date, you even pick somebody up. Like, no, why would you pick somebody up from their house?
It is what it is. Okay.
You kicking it with a chick for 3 months. Like,
yeah, if we're dating, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at the point when you go to...
I got 9 months to disappear.
Oh man, I want to find a case where somebody tried that and got tracked down.
I'm pretty sure it's a lot because dudes are dumb. Like,
and that's what I'm saying, right? Like, you are smart enough to not let her know, not let a chick know where you live. Cool, but if we take 1 million men, I guarantee you the better. At least more, I would even say more than 500,000 of them will have taken the chick that they're dealing with back to their house.
But yeah, that's still on them though. That's still stupid though. It's still on them though.
I'm not taking that away.
Okay.
I'm saying it's put in a position for her to call out a fraudulent situation on him.
But even still. But now she's dealing with a deadbeat dad anyway.
Yeah, and that's her fault for getting pregnant by that.
Is that not scary? Because I could put on a fucking face and make you think I'm gonna be a great father.
Yeah.
You pop that baby out. I don't want nothing to deal with you. Get your little child support. Boom. I heard this one dude tell his baby mama, you either get time or money. Either I'm spending time with him or I'm paying child support. I'm not doing both. What? You know what I'm saying? That's terrifying. That she thought this was gonna be her forever. God, it was gonna be a family. But all she get is either time or money for their child.
So
you said they broke up.
Yeah.
She ain't vet though. Like we gotta get.
No, they was together and they broke up like later on because he cheated. So after that, he didn't want to do nothing. So she put him on child support. He's like, either time or money. You gonna take the money on my check? I'm not coming to see him. Like, bruh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He put on a facade that he was going to be a good father. You know what I'm saying? To his son, and switched up. You can't predict that. But as a mother, she's stuck with the kid. She can't drop him off. This is yours. Take care of him. You know what I'm saying? No, the woman automatically gets custody of the kid once the guy decides not to want to deal with it. And we had that option at all times to just be like, I'm done. Take care of your child. You know what I'm saying?
No, we don't.
We do.
We don't.
They can't force, the court cannot force you to have weekends with your kid. It cannot. You have to agree to that. What they can do is take money out your check for support.
So which is more scary? Not taking money, automatically money being taken out of your check and potentially causing it harder for you to live your life?
But it's
or
easier.
Somebody putting themselves in a position to be pregnant by somebody that they're not married to.
It's easier to avoid paying child support than what you think it is. It is so much. If you go to,
because you're a hustler, you're gonna go get some more money.
Right, you can get paid on the table.
Yeah.
That's not reported earnings. You know what I'm saying? In certain states, they don't allow child support to be taken out from another state. So it's like if you move like I think to Iowa or something, they won't take child support from Illinois, right? Like, see, it's so many ways. With all these states, they got different rules. You can find a way around all that stuff. You don't have to be a father. Now, I understand the whole thing. It take two to make a baby. Yeah. At some point, they had a connection and they had sex unprotected, and the guy, being irresponsible, decided not to pull out or whatever the case may be, because we can always point the finger at the girl for not making sure he was protected. Whatever. It take two to tango. It take two to make that baby. But the scariest part is if the man decides to leave, he can at any point. At that 18-year juncture, like
yeah, she'll just probably just get money, but he can just dip off.
And that's a maybe. She has to have money to go to court, time to go to court to make sure she's getting child support.
So how often do we hear situations of that though? Like how often we talking about situations where a dude dips off, right? Okay, I'm not denying that it happens, right?
Okay.
I'm not denying that it happens. I'm talking about the amount of men who get a woman pregnant and are now a slave to, let's just say, child support / the court system, whatever. He put himself in that position. I'll never take that away. Versus the amount of men who get a woman pregnant and skip states.
You going more.
How many single mothers we know out here? A lot.
Like, yeah.
A lot. How many of them single mothers you think dealing with a competent baby daddy?
Well, that's okay. I see where you're going, and that's not what I think that's where we're looking at different lenses, right? Because And me, it's scarier. It's scarier to live life under hindrance than for you to be able to choose to go to a club, to choose to not keep your hand over your drink, to choose to not watch your drink, to choose to be in a position where you're at, like, I ain't gonna say that. To choose to be at, like, being at work at a job where you're at the graveyard shift. Most choices, most of that is the choice for you to choose to be in that. Like it's scarier to live. For instance, another instance, we got false accusations, false grape accusations in particular.
Okay.
We got paternity fraud, right?
Okay, time out. What do you think is worse, actual grape or false accusation of grape?
I don't think you choose. I can't choose
because
I'm the trauma of actually having that happen to you in your body, I think is
that's
far
what I'm
worse.
saying. Somebody taking something from you because your
Don't get me
body's
wrong,
supposed to be
G.
yours. And they take it from
The
you.
false accusation is
worse.
terrible.
That's worse.
You talking about worse than grape?
I think it's worse. I tell you why. Because that's
What?
Whose man is this?
Boy, we finna get on your ass, boy.
cool.
Ooh.
We
Go
need that
ahead,
publicity. Come on.
Hey, go ahead, boy. Go ahead.
Because it's terrible. I would hate for it to happen to anybody that I know, right? But I would also hate for somebody to lie about something that people actually go through just for you to get into a position.
But bro, for somebody to actually go
man.
through it, bro, I'm not with you on that one. I'm gonna probably scoot over a little bit more too, because God gonna come get.
No,
Bro,
but
you
my
talking about the
thing
actual physical thing of grape
Hold on,
to
see-
far as to like the false accusation? You're gonna say the false accusation is much more worse than the actual thing?
I'm thinking about the life thereafter, right?
That's what we're talking about.
Right, and that's what I'm thinking, right?
The PTSD of grape versus a false accusation, which a lot of times is quickly dispelled.
What you mean?
I can be like, this didn't happen, this is where I was at. Boom. Now I can sue for defamation if I wanted to, whatever, right? Even if, let's say, even if I do go to jail, I got to go to court, and in a court of law, she has to prove that this happened, right? And if I can prove that it didn't happen, I'm out, right? I understand that lingers over you for a while.
For the
but
rest
it's
of your life, bro.
It's not the rest of your life. There's so many people who actually has physically great people and has great jobs now. Because you can get that stuff expunged, sealed off your record. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many ways to cover it up. But even the false accusation might make the headlines for a little while, right?
It's gonna die down.
It's
It
going
might
to
get
die
brought back
down.
up every so often.
It's going to
go down.
die
It's gonna
back
go
If
down.
you're in a court system, that for the average person who has that on their record, bro, if you get falsely accused of it and get convicted of it, bro, that's on your record.
Yeah, if you get convicted, yes, you're right.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's ways to, if it's 100% false, I don't believe in the court system, the judicial system at all. It's so crazily flawed in favor of people with more money, right? Yes, so it is innocent people locked up for it, but the chances of, I want to say the odds of you being falsely accused and falsely convicted of that, I would want to say is low. A lot lower than the chances of a woman getting raped.
Who would you say
Sure.
the court system is biased towards, men or women?
It is biased towards women. It gives them the benefit of the doubt. Because men fuck up.
Women lie.
It's more men out here graping than women lying.
Oh, bro, now you really tripping, bro.
You tripping.
Now you tripping. You talk women. It's more women lying than that's getting raped, bro.
No, it's more women getting raped than it is women lying.
Oh, I said that backwards. You
Yeah.
right, bro.
No, that wasn't
You
tripping
bugging.
more than what you got to hear what you said though. You said the accusation is, I'm still stuck on that. It's way worse than you actually getting great.
Because of think of the lives thereafter, right?
No, bro, fuck all. I understand you. That's your point. Your point is your point. But I'm just saying, to me, I'm not going by no analytics. Somebody physically taking something from you than somebody actually lying on you. So somebody physically taking something from you is way. So somebody that's lied on you is way worse than somebody physically taking your body and taking it without you consenting to them taking it. That's worse.
I think so. I think so. And I'll
I
tell
gave you like three. I done said this shit about 3 times too.
I mean,
Like,
he's entitled to his opinion.
I understand that, but that's wild.
it's and we like to think so, right? Which is cool. But since we had, like, Will gave all these different situations, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. A man can do this. A man can avoid a responsibility of a child he created. A man can potentially beat the case of a false accusation. Well, women can go to therapy for that.
That don't solve it.
That's still
But okay, then a false accusation and being falsely accused in court of it, stand on your record, doesn't absolve it from it being looming over you for the rest of your life.
That's
If the court system is biased towards women, then it's safe to say then that the false accusation will go in favor, more likely go in favor of the woman. So if a woman says that I forced myself on her when I didn't, and then I go through the court system and then they say they rule in favor of her, I never did anything. So
Based
now
on what,
that's
okay, if you never did anything though, again, I do not believe heavily in the judicial system. But my thing is, you're presumed innocent until proven guilty. She has to show that at some point you did these things without her consent, right? And even still, she has to show that you forcefully did these things, right? Because you could be in a club, dance with a girl, grab her butt, and she'd be like, "Oh, I didn't consent to that," right? Yeah. That's not grape, right? At worst, an assault.
Yeah, assault.
There's people out here with assault cases you'll never freaking believe, right? So I think of that looming, not going to happen. Not going to happen at all, right? The people who actually are out here doing that, this guy's walking around to this day, we don't even know. This guy, I don't want to say like I've met before, but I have. This is, I didn't know till after the fact, right? I'm in a circle of these guys talking to him, and this guy's out here doing that. Never would have known, right? The girl tried to take him to court. They didn't believe her, whatever. He's still out to this day. To this day.
You should be in jail.
You should.
Yeah.
And once I heard what happened, the whole neighborhood knows what happened, but somehow or another, he didn't get convicted for it. So it's like, I hear that, right? I understand stuff like that skews how I see things, you know what I'm saying? In the grand scheme of things. But I hear that happen, and I go, accusation ain't nothing. This guy actually did it and got off. So it's like, you telling me you can't prove or disprove an accusation? Again, don't get me wrong. There's people in jail for false accusations all day long.
Yeah, but I don't think that'll make you, to me, somebody who got grape or fucking around to kill themselves before a person that got falsely accused of grape. Because they'll be trying to fight to clear their name no matter what.
Right.
But that's, woo.
In my eyes.
Yeah, mine too. Like, that's why I was looking at him like, are you serious? You for real? Because I just don't think actually being falsely accused of grape is way worse than being grape. I just can't agree with that. I can't see that one. I can't agree with that one, bro. I can't. You on your own.
Why?
Elaborate
more.
It's because I keep saying, like, that's somebody physically taking your body. Like they physically just, you told them no and they physically just took your shit anyway. They physically harmed you and took your body. Then somebody using some words and saying they falsely accuse you when I can get this shit recommended and we can go fight to the death to clear my name. So you rather have some, no, I don't want to say that because that's fucked up too. Because I was going to use you as the thing, but I'm not going to put you in that predicament. But like, I'm going to use myself. I'd rather somebody accuse me of grape than somebody actually graping me.
So if you had to choose.
Yeah, my cheeks are closed. I'm cool on that. Like, I figure out like you'll really be having suicidal thoughts if somebody really took something from you.
So we're talking about it actually happening versus
it not actually happening. Somebody lying on you.
Falsely accused, right?
Yeah.
So one of the examples we used in this conversation was false paternity, right?
Yeah.
Multiple studies show. Mm-hmm. Because either we're having a conversation based on what we've witnessed, which is our circle, let's just say of less than 100 people, right? Mm-hmm. Or we're removing our individual experiences and looking at studies and statistics that are based off of thousands, hundred thousands of cases, right? Mm-hmm. Right?
Say it again. Say what you said again.
Either we're basing what we're saying off of our individual experiences,
Okay.
or we're removing our individual experiences and looking at the numbers.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I think your individual experiences will forever sway how you see things.
Then how can you have a conversation then?
No, you could talk about the numbers, right? But I ain't saying it's your whole thought process. But stuff that you lived and experienced will outweigh any fucking case study that you'll ever see. Right? Let's okay. We talking about grape. They say okay. Let's say hypothetically, a study say 80% of women who get grape overcome it and become stronger from it. Right? Now you tell that to a woman who got grape, and she goes, "That's not true." You gonna tell her that her experience is like, well, according to this study.
Well, you're a part of the 20% then.
All right, let's say you get 100 women together, and 80% of them say that's not true.
Then, according to that study, 80% of women never get over it.
It's the 20%. You will have 20% such a dense area.
And maybe, what if you're a part of that dense area? This is why you look at multiple different
grapes?
studies, right? This is why.
No, I hear you. I'm just for the sake of argument.
No, yeah. This is why you look at different studies, which is why what I'm about to say, which is I've said before, you have to look at different studies, right? 30% of men who take paternity tests find out that they're not the father. Mm-hmm. That's only the men who take the test.
So it could be way worse.
It could be way worse.
Yeah, you're right.
Anything could.
The phrase 18 years, after the 18th birthday, you found out it wasn't his. It isn't because it's a few and far between. Like
it's
that
a lot of them out there. It's way more out
like,
there.
To me, now you add personal experience, though. If we stick to the study.
The study is based that what I just said is a lyric based off of.
No. Before the lyric, the study.
You said the study said 30% of men, right?
30% of men.
But then we saying
so
that
18 years, it falls in that 30%. What you gonna say is there's got to be more.
No, I'm willing to bet that there's more.
But that's personal experience.
No, that's based off of me thinking about the amount of false paternity accusations.
It's still personal.
There,
it's still
no, that I hear, that I imagine are out there because women lie. Like
same thing with grape, right? You telling me only 30% of women might experience this? It's got to be more.
It's the same thing.
Is it so much of a difference that it's going, bro? I think.
So is it so much of a difference from the men?
Yes.
See, how is it?
No, you can't tell me. Y'all trying to sit here and tell me that women are out here getting raped by and large, bro.
Hold on.
Like you can't tell me all of them are sitting here saying
on.
that all of them this happened when they kids, and so many of them is gonna go from 5% to 50% of people start talking about it, bro. No.
Hold on.
Come on,
We're
man.
not saying that. We did not just say that, Spaces. We're saying you're using the same analysis as he used about personal experience. We didn't say if it was. We didn't say if it wasn't. We just said it's both comparable, the same thing, of what you're using and what he's using. That's all he said. He didn't say if it was more. He didn't say if it was less. He said he using the same thing what you saying about your thought process, where you know it's more cases of the fraternity thing, that is more people out there that the kids are not theirs. He's saying it's more cases of the women that's not theirs. That's still the same thing. That's how you put it. You talking about personal experience. He just said that's a perfect analogy. You just did the same thing he just did. That is perfectly right. You didn't even hear yourself, did you, though?
No, I hear what y'all saying, but y'all think that I'm saying what I'm saying is based off of personal experience and what I no, I'm saying that if you just said earlier, if y'all both said, we all said.
What I'm saying is the same reasoning you have applied to false paternity, you have to apply it to everything. How can you use it for one situation but not the other?
Yes.
It's the same thing. It's a case study. They come out with a percentage of this is what happened. I don't see how you can be like, only in this instance, where it could possibly be more, where it has to be more. But I'm saying in another instance, because we already said how many times they go unreported.
Yeah.
The same thing with you. How many guys are not getting paternity test? So it has to be more. If with that logic, it has to be more on both ends. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not denying that, right? I'm not denying that. But if we're looking at the starting numbers between the two cases, right? You're looking at like 5% of grape cases versus at least 30% of men who take paternity tests. Just from those two numbers alone, bro, you can't tell. Like, we all agree that if paternity tests were mandatory, that number will most likely go up,
But
right?
what about
No.
the grape thing? The grape thing get go up if all the women report it?
I agree with that, right?
Okay,
I agree with
okay,
that.
okay.
But what I'm saying is, if we're comparing those two numbers alone, the 5% versus 30%, these 5% of grape cases gonna go up to 50%. Like, is that what y'all saying?
Hear me out. So, when it comes to fraternity, there's a few things you have to have, right? Have to have a male, have to have a female, right? Both of them have to be able to have a kid. That eliminates a lot of people. We even hit on that earlier about
It's a
some
lot
people
of people that's for
who
having fraternity,
cannot,
having fraternity
right?
issues, yeah.
All right. And then they have to be in a certain age group for women because after a while they can no longer produce, right? When it comes to grape, all you need is penis and a vagina. That's it, right? I think statistically we could say there's more women than men on this planet, right?
Yeah.
So 30% of 100 versus 5% of 1,000,
It's like the same thing.
if not a little bit more.
Yeah, it's around the same numbers. It's
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same. Like the percentage makes it sound such like a big difference.
Yeah.
But then when you get to crunching the numbers, I would bet that the number of grapes compared to false fraternities is equal, if not higher, when it comes down to the actual number, because of the less what the fuck am I trying to say? Factors. There's less factors when it comes to grape than it is false paternity. Because all you need is the two things: the grape happens to children, unfortunately, happens to the elderly. Shit, it happened to people in comas, like people who can't defend themselves.
Yeah, they're gonna.
So I'm sorry, I would never believe that the number for false fraternity will be nowhere near the number of grapes out here.
Hey, all I'm telling you is, them feminists is coming for your ass, boy. They is coming for your ass, boy. You said grape is whoa.
You better clip it.
Yeah, but hey, Ma was being quiet. I just said some wild shit, but I was being quiet. I was being quiet on that one.
But I do implore anybody who listens to it and have an immediate reaction to listen to the whole entire thing.
Yes, don't just take it, and it's his opinion. It's his opinion, and everybody's entitled to their opinion, of no matter how wild it is. Long as he ain't out here doing what he has his opinion about, that's all that matters.
Correct.
And I do need to clarify. I'm not saying that grape isn't a bad thing.
We did not say that. Hell, no, that's one thing we did not say.
And I'm not saying that it's not traumatizing either.
Okay.
Right? I'm not saying that it's not traumatizing. I'm saying in comparison, if we talk about the lives thereafter,
Yeah.
I think it's harder for the man.
You think it?
I just don't know.
And if we're oh shoot, I can't. It's hard to say for me to say proven cases because I haven't looked at the numbers in it.
It's just to me, because like I kept telling you before, I don't really have no hardcore facts or nothing like that. I'm just looking at it from the facts of when somebody takes something from you, when you that vulnerable that you can't defend yourself to fight back, anything like that. I think that's way worse than somebody lying on you, in my opinion. When somebody's physically taking, like, you might don't have too much shit in this world. You might don't have no money. You might don't have no material things. But one thing you do have control over is your body. And if once somebody takes something off your body or put something in your body that you didn't want to put in there, that's way worse than somebody lying on you about something, to me.
Okay. So, y'all anything else y'all want to add to it?
Shit, I don't think we could go no more, goddammit. We need to go. We need to get up out of here.
That's what I mean. Before we go, y'all got it?
No. No. What's the caller said on Friday? You want some of this too, old man? No. No. I do not want none of that. I'm cool.
All right, man. I'll close this out with a mesh, man.
All right, we had one a long time. What you got, man?
One thing that I'm noticing, and with a lot of people, especially with this social media, YouTube generation, these over the internet gurus about life and relationships and money, you really got to be careful with who it is that you're listening to. You really have to do your research and look into as much as you can, the life that they're living, because a lot of times they are living the opposite of what they're telling you to live. They can give you relationship advice, but they're notoriously single. They give you money advice, but they're legitimately broke. So before you start taking advice and listening to what all these different people who are apparently gurus and have done no studies and don't have any degrees, which that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but don't have any like real life experience as to what it is that you're venturing, research that person first. Do some long-term vetting. Look at their back content. Look at how they are now. Pay attention to their life and how they phrase things, because a lot of times I'm finding that they are living the opposite life of what they're trying to tell you that you can live. This has been another rendition of the KNoWKi podcast. Wear your crown, build your legacy, kings. It's your man Spaces.
This your boy Maul, man. Trucker kind of still there, but it's just Maul for right now. Meeting the journey. Hey, what?